Hey guys. Woohoo! Another class, another seal. Seal number 7. The fearless giver, left hand. This is my left. Om Vajranaya Hum Pat. Om Vajranaya Hum Pat. Om Vajranaya Hum Pat. Seal number 8. The quintessence. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varani Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varani Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varani Swaha. Before we move to seal number 9, we will do a practice with seal number 7 and 8. Very simple seals, eh? Dunk. Seal number 7, we do 3 recitations. Om Vajranaya Hum Pat, Om Vajranaya Hum Pat, Om Vajranaya Hum Pat. The state of behaving like the Vajra. Please do not interpret Vajra as power. Interpret Vajra as paradoxal, whatever that means. Seal number 8, receiving from above the quintessence of Vishnu. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Seal number 7 and 8, 3 of each again. Om Vajranaya Hum Pat, Om Vajranaya Hum Pat, Om Vajranaya Hum Pat. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Good. That is to set the proper mood for seal number 9. Let's start class on seal number 9. We will have technicalities about the mantra, the mudra, and then we'll talk about personal growth. The first word, Shusa. Be careful not to say Susha, because in the period where I used to eat a lot of sushi, I naturally said Susha for the mantra by reflex. So, personal story, was funny. Try to say Shusa. Okay. Shusa is dry heat. Dry heat outside is usually pleasant. Humid heat is oppressing, pesado. Okay. So, Shusa is not a bad thing. Could be fun. Dry heat inside, physically, I have a dry throat. It can be fever, stuff like that. Irritations inside. So we think that we don't want dry heat. Let's expand on what dry heat can be. Okay. What if Dry heat is an emotion. It can be to feel irritated, frustration. That's how we would interpret it. Okay. The ancient use of this mantra, Om Shusadikara Swaha, is to get rid of fevers and sore throats. So you would imagine to get rid of dry heat is to get rid of fever and sore throat. Then you would think that Shusa is a bad thing. Shusa just means a dry heat. It's not just heat, it's a dry heat. If you put dry heat with cold humidity, it's really an opposing force. A bit like the concept of apsagni. If you put water on a fire, you extinguish it. But if you do it with self-control, you put cold water in a pot. In the pot, you put it over fire. The pot represents mastery or control. Then you allow the heat to heat up the water. And it can be useful as a resource, hot water. And we like hot water. Take a warm bath. So let's not judge dry heat. It is a power. We'll talk later about Dikara because there's possible complications with the word. We need to clarify. Let's say it's humid cold or humid cooling. When we say Shusadikara, it is not necessarily mixing dry heat and cool water together and get vapor in a flash. It can be controlled where they collaborate. Okay? In this fashion, it produces a convection inside. The more judgmental you are about it, the more the convection will be turbulence. But otherwise, it is to move, it is to convect. There will be the benefits of putting your cool water on your dry heat, which can, as a side effect, calm a sore throat or a fever. But that is not the first use. Okay. Let's focus 1 minute only on the word Shusa, dry heat, and you focus inside in your body and inside as an emotional power, not a reaction, a power. Dry heat. Shusa. 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 Incarnate the body. Shusa. 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 All right, deep breath. The practice of Shusa will not give you fever and a sore throat. No. So it does not mean fever and sore throat. It means dry heat. It is a resource that we can use. Okay. It does dry a bit the mouth, I will admit. All right. Now we move to Dikara. Dikara, after many layers of interpretation of the bijas, it means to reproach, specifically to reproach someone. Like, you've been a bad boy, you are wrong. There's an aspect, this is a misinterpretation, okay? So that's not the meaning in that mantra, okay? We're not going to reproach the dry heat for its faults, because this is where confusion could come. To reproach is to look at someone from above and say, hey, you're wrong. You're not supposed to be here. Don't do that. Okay? So it is an intention to end something that hurts us. Okay? So less a reproach about guilt, but more the desire, stop that because it's wrong or unpleasant. We don't want it. There's still misinterpretation in there, but we're getting closer to the meaning of dikara. Okay? If we want to calm a sore throat, we will dikara, cool down or say it to stop because we don't want it, to the susha, if susha means sore throat. Okay? So if we just apply the judgments we have about these words, it is the mantra to repress fever and sore throats. Kind of limited for a highly conscious mantra, right? Analyzing the bijas of dikara. And there's 2K to mean that there's a lot of pressure in that action. Okay, so it's not just to act. Kara with 2Ks is to put pressure, to really apply with force. Not violence, but force, dedication. D is anointment, something cool and humid. Kara is to apply with force, dedication, intensity. If you apply with firm intention your ointment on your dry heat, you will gain a soothing effect. Right, so now we're less judgmental and we're more into the understanding of the words from their origin. The bija shu is the feeling of heat. Yeah, to feel hot. Shu. Sa is empowered. Okay, like the pillar, empowered, given power. So shu sa is dry heat. It is an empowered feeling of heat. Dikara is to apply anointment. To apply your balm or your medicine. Okay? And it is, anointment is specifically an oil or a cream that is humid and cool. Like all ointments are always humid and cool, unless you heat them in your hands before applying in a massage. The combination Shu Sadikara. A few mantras ago, I told you if there's a word in the mantra, it's because we want to contemplate it. We want to pay attention to it. There's no denial about it. So we do invoke dry heat in that mantra. So if you only do the Susa, you will actually invoke more dry heat. Please don't do it when you have a sore throat or fever. That would be ridiculous. And at the emotional level, when you're irritable, antipatico, arrogant, don't make yourself worse, right? Because this week, when I was practicing the Shusa Dikara, that turbulence came in me. I was easily disturbed because I was working on it. You can expect this by practicing this mantra this week. Okay? Because during the process of applying the balm or the ointment on the dry heat, there is a, ow, what the hell is that? Ah, it feels good. Okay? So there's a moment of contrast during the learning of that practice. Okay? We'll talk about why in the personal growth section. Let's practice a bit Dikara. It is cold moisture or cold humidity, cold water, cold balm. And we just focus on this. Dikara. And it is active. It contains active ingredients. Okay, the kara is applied generously, if you want. If it was an ointment. Dikara. The cool ointment applied generously. Dikara. 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 You focus on inside physically and emotionally. Dikara. 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 To practice Dikara will soothe your throat and your fever. Just that city, Dikara. Don't get caught in the translation of the word to reproach. Focus on the ointment applied generously. Dikara. When you use medicine without requiring it, it builds a comfort. It builds you become accustomed to it. Okay? Become addictive. That won't make you addictive. Dikara won't make you an addict. But we become comfortable in always having medicine. Okay. So you might find that then making an effort or deploying energy will be less tempting. Okay. Dikara might make you a victim of your laziness. Okay. I've experienced it this week when I was focusing on Dikara, to be a victim of my laziness. Like, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. Okay. Dikara makes everything comfortable. Deep breath and wake up, everyone, please. We practice Dikara and we're falling asleep. Maybe you just didn't have a good night. It's okay. It happens. Dry heat activates stillness. It activates the cool. So Shusa can be applied when you're cold and when you're not feeling like moving. Okay. Shusa, Dikara act together in a higher metaphysical sense in activating convection and bringing an even flow of energies. So a dry heat and a cold humidity or cold moisture together, practice together in a state of integrity. Okay, so not in a combat, but in a state of peace and integrity, will cook up the water. and it will control the dry heat, and it will give purpose to the cold humidity. Okay. It is a mantra of equity, if you want. Okay, this is getting far-fetched. We finish the mantra with swaha. Okay, a honorific, prostrating attitude, swaha. Okay, glory to it. And also swaha in its sense that it is a personal expression of greatness. Okay. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Convex your energies. If you are weak, it will bring some energy. If you are irritated by infection, it will calm it with a balm, with medicine. It takes your energies and your resources and it distributes them. Okay? Convection. When you activate a convection, it produces turbulence. Get ready for that. It's normal. But once this is done, it is just an even flow of resource that goes everywhere. And in this sense, it is a mantra of equity. If you have an excess somewhere and a lack somewhere else, it just distributes it. Okay. Now you know how to apply Shusa if you're cold and if you're lazy. It won't resolve laziness, but it will remove some of the stillness. You know how to apply Dikara if you are irritable, if you have a sore throat or a fever. When you apply the full mantra, it activates a convection of all resource and bring balance in it. So yes, the balm can still heal, even though you say Shusa. The balm will heal what it needs to heal or what it can. Okay? This is not a remedy for cancer. Please don't say I promise you to relieve cancer with this mantra. Okay? If there's a cancer, go see a doctor. Do modern medicine because usually it works pretty good with cancer. Okay? But if you want to influence your results and bringing a correct flow of resource to all your cells, which has a side effect of helping to release fever, irritation on your skin and in the throat inside, and potentially helping or accompanying a treatment of cancer if you actually do a treatment of cancer. Okay, if you do nothing about a cancer, tough luck, you know. But if you do something about it, it will accompany well. Okay, that's just a side effect. The idea is, okay, let's go back to seal number 7, the fearless giver or donor. Okay, someone who doesn't mind sharing a free flow of resource. Vajranaya Hompa. Okay, there's also the fearless aspect where you gain courage, and the equity aspect of sharing. The receiving of resources from above, the quintessence that flows in you. Okay, Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni. Swaha. It is a grateful gratitude to the resource you receive. And now you'll convect with your attitude of equity towards others, your receiving of resource for you. You will convect with equity inside, but also around. Okay? Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. You'll feel a part of you dry heat, and a part of you cooling balm. And these energies will mix inside and bring equity of resource inside and you'll radiate them also. Okay, good. Try not to transcend, but if you're sleepy, it's normal to just, okay, to be pulled. It's normal to be pulled in transcendence. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about the mudra. Okay, this mudra 7 and mudra 9. Okay, 7, 9. What we do is you're going to grab a tennis ball, but leave the pinky out, and your ring finger goes in more than the others. So you'll be holding a pearl, or I like to say it's a little container of ointment. That's my preferred imagination, but it's a circular container. Okay, so a pearl filled with the ointment of the kara, and your ring finger is just in the middle, like it's just pulled in. Let's talk about neurology and fingers. If I try with a hand to bend the middle finger, I can. Some of you can't. If I try to bend the index, I can. Some of you can't. If I try to bend, well, you can, but the others will bend, okay? If I try to bend my thumb, I am unable to bend my thumb without bending the other fingers, okay? In martial arts, it told us, keep your hand straight and keep your thumb inside, and the index is just, it can't. If I pull my index up, the thumb is pulled up. Even if I force, it's funny, eh? Let's talk about neurology and fingers. The way that your tendons and your nerves, okay, when you use your fingers are built, some of them are attached, literally linked together, but only in one direction. I can bend my index without bending my thumb. I cannot bend my thumb without bending my index. Okay. The reason I teach this is some of you cannot bend your ring without pulling the other's fingers in. Okay, so don't worry about it. Just do your best, because you need to have your mudra relaxed. You can't be, fucking stay there. You can't be forcing it. You have to be relaxing. Just hold your little bucket and pull in the ring finger a bit, okay? Because you're holding it like this, okay? And this is the mudra. Okay, the ring is just a bit inside because this is where your little ball is. So relax the mudra. And, fun fact, some of you did not know there are fingers you cannot bend without another. And a few of you are lucky enough to have every finger separate at the neurological level, the level of nerves and tendons. Okay, fun fact. With the mudra like this, it just means that your feelings are inside. You're emotionally, you're involving the emotion of the Shusadikara. Okay, the dry heat is not just physical, it's also emotional. That's what the mudra is. You just grab and bring your feelings in. Because the personal growth of calming your frustrations, yeah, the ability to calm your irritability, Shusadikara. Now let's speak about how useful it is to use this mantra in a personal growth, okay? The expression to be offended or to take things personal, I have learned recently that in English and in Spanish or French has different meaning. So I want to explain what we mean in English with taking something personal or being offended, okay? Because the answer I got is, but everything is personal. What do you mean? It's just an expression. Of course, everything you feel is personal, but it's an expression in English that means somewhere inside you, a potential awoke and you became unhappy. That's what it means. It means to feel it as an offense, to lose quietude because of an event. That is what it means in English, to take something personal. So basically, everything is fine, and someone says something and, oh, why would you say that, you idiot? Okay, we've seen your hearts. You can calm the fuck down. Okay, shusa di cara, just. That was funny. I just used an opportunity. And now this other dude will do it. Smile, 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 smile. Yeah, of course. That's funny. So, shusa di cara is, you're at peace, you're cool, everything is wonderful, and then bam, an outside influence, can be an action of someone else, a choice, a series of words, and you're unhappy. You understand what I mean? You can lose peace like that. Okay? I like to say that it is a choice, that we choose to lose happiness. And of course, it's not a choice, because you were happy and suddenly someone will just do something stupid and destroy that happiness. Well, let me ask you, where is your sense of responsibility? Where you say, an event broke my peace. Something exterior broke my peace. Deep down inside, it is a choice you made. A potential was there, and it was looking for attention. You are at peace, and somewhere inside you, there was something looking for an opportunity to be right about something, or to be offended. Okay? When we are offended, we have pride. How dare you say this to me? We are insecure. Why do you do this? Why would you come and break my peace? You know. And it's about the dikara misinterpretation, the reproach. You know, it's always someone else's fault if I lost my peace. Can you realize that? I know it's not accurate. Consciously, we don't choose to lose peace. But this is my trick. When I lose peace, this is how I am severe at the level of Arbatel, the way that Aratron told me, this is how to take your power. When I lose my peace, I ask myself, why did I choose to lose my peace? It reminds me that it is not someone else that told me words. It is not someone else's action that made me lose my peace. It is me inside that have kept a potential for a long time that was ready to ask for attention. Sometimes pride or insecurity. Sometimes an obsession. It could be many things. You have to look for it. But instead of reproaching, like you said something, you broke it, destroy the power of reproach. Go back and affirm, I am the one with that potential inside. Because that piece was there. And I'm the one who lost it. It was not conscious, but I'm the one who chose that. I understand that on the surface, you don't feel like it's a choice because you don't see your free will. I did not choose that. It just happened. Yes, that is how to defeat that victim of yourself. I am a victim of my subconscious. Ah, poor victim. It is by choosing, I will not reproach others. I will take my responsibility as a cool balm to what irritated me from the outside. Okay? So that's a proper application of shusadikara. When you are certain that someone outside came to break your peace, have this courage, okay, the Vajranaya attitude to go inside. I chose to lose peace for something I was hoping to gain. Pride, validation, insecurity, try to play the victim. I'm the one. It takes a lot of dedication, of discipline. It takes courage to say, I will be so severe with myself, with compassion. I will be so severe with compassion that I will never blame someone else when I am irritated. And that is the expression when I take something personal, or when I am offended, we suggest it is the other that offend us. Okay? And it means, it's an English expression that, was not equal in other languages. So that's why I precise it. When I lose my peace, I was happy, emancipated, enjoying myself. And then I lose that feeling to become abandoned, rejected, sad. And I say that sadness was caused from an outside source. That is the arrogant use of reproach. Why did you do that? Why did you say that? You're not right. And you were wrong. If someone does wrong to you, remember that justice is a virtue. You need to set things right. Okay? I'm not talking when something is illegal and done illegally to you. I'm talking about how easily broken you can be. How easy you will just blame someone else. It is hard on our pride. If at least you can admit, yes, I'm angry at you because it's my pride that is hurt. If you can make the step where you're still stuck on the outside source, but you know what is reacting, that is a good step. Yes, I'm human. I felt offended. I'm angry that I was so happy and you had to tell me this negative comment about how bad I was. Why did you do that? But yeah, it's my pride. It's my value, okay? Yes, Simon, indeed. If at least you can recognize it is your denials and your needs that make you easily broken, okay? You'll progress. The next step, now check this out. This is going to be insane. If you want to break the arrogant dikara, the arrogance of dikara, because there is arrogance in dikara and in shusa. You need to break that arrogance to dispose of the pure power of the dry heat and the cold moisture, okay? If you want to break dikara, you need to be severe with forgiveness, meaning it is automatic. Something outside causes turbulence. Be happy that you have a chance to find something else. Be curious. Oh, I just lost my peace. Let's find out why. Let's discover more of my power. You see, this is the discipline of Aratron. In compassion, you will not permit yourself to switch into projection, and then you lose the cool balm of healing. You lose your healing power of Dikara because you went into the reproach of Dikara. You get that? It is very strict. Do not expect to succeed that discipline and responsibility. Just practice. Okay? It takes a lot of practice. Dikara will tempt you to project as you are cultivating the power of the medical balm. Okay? It will be tempting. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Take a deep breath. All right. So, Shusa is to be easy, irritable, and Dikara is the reaction to reproach. Okay? So, to be irritable is when the outside force easily comes in. Shusa, you're irritated because you are easily broken or offended. Dikara is the reverse of I will blame you because of that. Okay? Shusa Dikara is this dry heat, cool balm. Before you do your personal goal, it's just like you're easily irritated and you'll blame. Work on yourself about severe compassion. There cannot be blame. There cannot be anyone wrong. You will just be disciplined in a responsibility. Okay, just work on it. My trick is to ask myself, I chose. Why do I chose that? What is the power that chose suffering instead of happiness? What is the choice I made to be sad instead of happy? Okay. One step at a time, okay? We're not all Buddhas. Keep it cool. As long as you say, it is not my choice, you are right. And you will keep suffering that it is not your choice. Be a creator and affirm it. I choose that. Let me find out why. Okay, personal growth. Please take a sip of liquid. Hot, water is good, but anything, if you can. When you do your mala every day, I do recommend that you have some water close and take some before and after your mala. Okay? Focus on the power to heat up your stillness and your laziness, and the power to soothe your suffering. And that will start with turbulence, but it will be a powerful convection and distribute equally all the resources inside and around you. Okay? Left hand. Whoop, put the pinky a bit in. It's resting on your... Tequila is both the dry heat and the cool balm together. And you will feel convection. But I'm not so sure about the awakening of consciousness. Rishi Lingam goes with tequila. Come on. Cold water. Okay. Right hand, the mala. Om Shusadikara Swaha. 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 Kara Swaha. Om Shusadikara 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 Swaha. Kara Swaha. Om Shusadikara 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 Swaha. Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Sadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Sadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Kara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Shusadikara Swaha. Om 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 Shusadikara Swaha. Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. If you're sensitive to energies, you'll feel dry heat inside, cool heat outside, and they're slowly merging. But you have this cultivated intensity from the heat inside and the cool all around, but penetrating your skin. So it's pleasant. It's really pleasant for me, at least. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Maybe you heard it. I said a few times Susha by reflex. Just be careful with that. It doesn't really. It's not dramatic on the long run, but being precise is good. Om Shusadikara Swaha. The personal growth to deal with that mantra, to gain that power. Yeah, take responsibility. I know it is not a conscious choice when you lose peace, but it's a choice that was made by a potential that belongs to you. So you made that choice, even though it was not free will. Okay, so these are expressions that can be confusing. So let's just make it clear. Okay, to think that you make a choice when you lose peace is a contradiction for your human pride. I mean, of course you don't choose it, it just happens. Yeah, and that's how we choose to remain the victim of outside forces. You know, and I'm the first one to admit, last week, the week before, I was afraid of a situation regarding my economy. I don't lack economy, but it was, turbulent. And it's all fine. And this week I was sensitive to irritation, and I was tempted to blame others. Oh my God, because I was practicing Shusadikara, expanded for you to be affected. Yeah. That's cool. It was fun. It was nice to talk to you again. One mala a day. No more, please, with this one. Unless you've been doing a lot of malas every day. I guess you know where to go. You know yourself, okay? Take the opportunity to learn on how easily irritable we can be and how easy it is to just reproach someone else. Destroy the arrogance, and you'll have the power to calm the mood inside and outside. You'll gain the ability of supreme responsibility that, oh, something was attacking me. Why am I vulnerable? Especially if it's not a physical attack, but just a moral attack. Okay, what am I afraid to lose? What should I mourn already to maintain my sense of peace and seek Buddhahood? What must I mourn to be at peace again? And out of a sense of prudence and justice, make sure your society, your social rights are preserved. Yeah, of course. Let's not push it to the extreme of letting others bully you. Okay? Good. Very nice. Love you guys. Next week, another interesting one.